I almost skipped my press screening of this movie, but thankfully I didn't because it turned out to be one of the most visually impressive things I've ever seen on a big screen. But is that enough? I'll discuss all of that in this review of Avatar: Fire and Ash. Jake Sully and Neytiri are still dealing with the death of their firstborn son when a new danger arises for the Na'vi tribe. Not only are they in hiding from the humans in search of Spider, the biological son of their enemy, Colonel Quaritch, but they have also been confronted by an aggressive tribe of Ash people. Now they must not only protect their family from these combined threats, but the entire existence of their home, Pandora. I'm not sure if this will run before the official showings of Avatar, but before our press screening, James Cameron had a short intro video that clearly communicated that no AI was used in the making of this film. And I think that's important because of how technically advanced Avatar is. He gives credit to the actors' performances in motion capture as well as the artists that make it all come to life. And in this film specifically, I do think it's important to give proper credit because, as I mentioned in the introduction, this film is a technical marvel. I like to think of myself as someone who understands how films are made and the techniques used to evoke certain responses. But as I watched Avatar: Fire and Ash, I just leaned forward with, and I'm glad this review is a visual medium because I just sat in my seat like this, periodically shaking my head in disbelief. And I know the clips here on YouTube will not do it justice because I saw it in 3D on a premium screen, but I haven't had thrills like this since I was a kid watching dinosaurs come to life in the original Jurassic Park. Or even this year in select moments like the biplane scene in Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning, or the car chase scene from one battle after another, and pretty much any scene that shifted to IMAX in Ryan Coogler's Sinners. One of the things that this Avatar does successfully that practically every other movie struggles with is combining real live actors in scenes with animated characters. Think about silly movies like The Chipmunks or even more recently Sonic the Hedgehog. The interaction between human and animated characters is cool, but almost always forces the audience to thoroughly suspend disbelief. But in Avatar, it's seamless. There are even times when I'm looking at these Na'vi characters and it looks more like immaculate makeup or a complex Guillermo del Toro style film costume rather than computer-generated animations. Even little details such as a night scene where a character is kneeling on a beach. Every grain of sand that is disrupted by his movement feels tactile. Speaking of tactile, there's a scene late in the film where a character is hiding under a large bulldozer, and it feels like moments from Aliens or Terminator 2 when every surface looks worn and I could reach out and touch it. When humans cruise underwater in glass submarines, I feel completely immersed in the action. The best comparison I can think of is watching the original Star Wars as a kid when Han Solo and Luke Skywalker are shooting spaceships in their swivel chairs from the Millennium Falcon. It's these moments, crafted with such care and such detail, that are so important because the story, frankly, is, well, it's pretty stupid. Who is good? Who is bad? What are the rules of this world? Why is any of this happening? And to be honest, I don't really care because James Cameron has created an experience that makes me feel like a kid again. I don't care that the plot is a retread of the two previous Avatar movies because it features cool military vehicles that brought back my memories of G.I. Joe. I don't care that characters are miraculously saved by an unexplainable phenomenon because I experienced flying on dragons with arrows whirling past my head. I don't care that alien whales are talking, a lot by the way, because eventually they're going to jump out of the water and join in the battle. And I certainly don't care that everything that takes place in Avatar: Fire and Ash is extremely predictable because it's so thrilling and visceral that 3 hours and 17 minutes flew by like a flaming arrow in the jungle. Avatar is a movie that, when it's over, I'm mad at other filmmakers because why aren't you doing this? What is Marvel's excuse? Why do their worlds look so fake? What is Disney's excuse? This is from 20th Century Studios, a subsidiary of Disney. Why do their live remakes of classics feel like there's no passion from the filmmakers? James Cameron's an easy target because he's so singularly focused, but he cares about the films he's making, and when you're watching it, it shows. And for that reason, my overall rating for Avatar: Fire and Ash is 4 out of 5 stars. But what's crazy is, I have zero interest in watching this at home on my TV. This is a movie to be experienced in 3D at a theater with a large crowd. I specifically told my teenage son, who, like many kids his age, prefers social media, go with your friends to see this in the theater. It's experiences like this that help me fall in love with the cinema, and I want that for other people too. And this is the type of movie event that can create a lifelong love of films. As far as a Christian perspective, Avatar: Fire and Ash promotes some positive messaging, such as a willingness to sacrifice your own needs for those you love, and letting go of the hate that consumes you. So in my appropriate scale from The Chosen to Pulp Fiction, I would compare this Avatar to another film with spiritual undertones, The Lord of the Rings, because this movie is big and sweeping, has plenty of thrills with violence that never gets too graphic, and aims for a deeper message of faith and morality, though it leans more into a naturalistic spirituality rather than the Christian roots of J.R.R. Tolkien and The Lord of the Rings. What do you guys think of Avatar: Fire and Ash? Does it bother you that it's essentially just a retelling of The Jungle Book? Or does a 13-year-old blue Sigourney Weaver make up for that and any other inefficiencies? Let me know in the comments below. If you've gotten to this point in the review, thank you. Would you please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss any of my future content. Also, you can see some of my previous reviews by clicking on one of these boxes.